today's video, I'm going to be doing a review on the AmpRide's Volt 750 ST, or Step Thru Electric Foldable Bike. So let's dive into this. All right guys, so if you haven't watched my unboxing video on this, I recommend you check it out. I'm going to link it in the description for you guys to check out. Make sure you watch it after you watch this one though. But full disclosure, this bike was sent to me by AmpRide's. I agreed to do a review for them on it. And as always, I'm going to give you guys my unbiased thoughts and opinions on this. So we're going to go ahead and cover that. I'm going to go over the specs. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about my experience riding the bike. And I'll give you guys a little bit of the cons or the things that I don't like at the very end. So make sure you watch to the very end. I'll go over that. And yeah, so let's go ahead and do that. So the features I'm going to go over right here on my bike are the standard features that you will get with this bike. Okay, we'll start off with the motor on the bike. Back here you have a Bafang 48 volt 750 watt motor. So a lot of zip, a lot of power in this bike. And like I said, I'll talk to you about my experience in just a moment, but I will tell you guys it does ride very, very nicely, very fast, and it's quick and zippy. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is the standard battery that you're going to get is a Samsung 14.5 amp hour lithium battery, lithium ion battery, I should say. But you do have options to purchase it with a bigger battery. They have the 17.5 and the 21.4, I believe, and for an additional amount. So you have that option when you're ordering the bike, or you can always order an extra battery as well. So make sure you check that on their website. Next thing is the tires on this bike, which are really nice tires. The Kenda Krusade tires are 20x4 fat tires, puncture resistant. I've ridden the bike for about 200 miles and I have yet to get a flat or anything. They perform great. They're nice and wide fat tires. Give you a lot of security when you're riding the bike, and they've been great on both on the pavement or on off-roading. I've done a little bit of off-roading on these bike trails. I've taken this bike and no issue at all. So those tires, I do really like them, and they look great. They have the white stripe here for glow at night, which is also nice to have for safety reasons. And you have the Bafang 20-inch aluminum alloy mags. They come standard with the bike. And personally, I think they look really nice. I do like that look. And I also prefer them over the spokes. Again, this is all personal preference. I prefer them over the spokes just simply because I don't have to deal with tightening the spokes on the bike. So in regards to the size, it is a good sized bike, 61 by 22 by 42 inches. When you have the suspension post, it is 34 inches high. And with the non-suspension seat post, it is 31 inches high. The bike weighs 74 pounds with the battery and the bike rack. So it is a hefty bike, very solid but hefty bike. It has a 14 to 38 Freewheel, 52T crank, and the bike is a 7-speed class 2. You can unlock it to make it a class 3. It goes a maximum of 28 miles per hour. So it is a very fast bike. Now the whole stem and handlebar are aluminum alloy as well. You have these comfy hand grips. I'm not crazy about stock hand grips, but these have been more than good enough for me so far, as I've been using this bike for almost 200 miles. So no complaints about there. They're not the best, but they're comfortable enough in my opinion. So you have the Shimano gear shifter. This is a 7-speed bike. It has the Tektro hydraulic disc brakes. My bike did not come with those brakes because mine was the first one to be shipped over here, and it was kind of like the prototype one. So I did not get those brakes on mine, but the brakes that I do have worked great on it. It does have the front fork suspension, which is a very nice addition to have on these bikes, and the seat post suspension. Very comfortable ride. That comes in very handy, especially when you're out there on these trails. And by the way, the front fork suspension does have that lockout, so you could adjust that. That comes in really handy. The seat saddle is very nice and wide and comfortable. Initially, I didn't think it was going to be good enough for me, but honestly, after riding it, I haven't changed it on this bike. It's been great. I have no no complaints, and it's nice. It's just comfortable enough. Can you get a better one? Definitely, but for me, it's good enough. You also get a front and rear fenders that match the color of your bike. My bike has the AmpRides logo here as a sticker. Yours will come with the logo painted up right here on the side of the bike and up front over here as well. So just keep that in mind. If you see mine, it's all nicked up, but it's kind of peeling off, but that's because it hasn't been painted on. You have a very nice color display, which, by the way, I made a video on this when I installed this one. They do come with a USB port, so you are able to charge your phone with this color display. It's nice and bright. You got all your info there, plenty of information. Make sure you check that video out as well if you want to look at all the details about that display. Another cool feature that'll come standard on your bike is that it will have turn signals. Mine does not have that one, but yeah, just wanted to mention that yours will come with that. I can't really speak about that because mine obviously doesn't have that. And last but not least, you have a chain guard here, which is really good to have because that way you don't get caught up with your leg or your pants or anything with that chain there. So it protects that or guards that there really nicely. And I think I've covered all the specs here. You also get 2 keys when the bike arrives, so you have 2 keys. Oh, one more thing, you have the Bushel, I'm not sure if I'm messing up the name here, 50 lux headlight, and you have a brake light on the back. Again, you'll get your turn signals as well. Mine does not have that one, but the light is pretty bright, really, for a stock light. I was pretty impressed with it. I've used it several times at night, and I don't have to add a second light on this bike. So since I don't have the actual lights, I reached out to AmpRides and asked them if they could send me a video clip of the actual lights. And this is what you're going to be getting with your bikes. The rear brake light along with the signal lights on the back. And on the handlebars now, you're going to have a separate switch to turn the headlights and brake lights on, along with your signal light button and a horn. All come standard with your bike. One more thing here. You'll see that the bike, or excuse me, the saddle underneath is a lever here. You're going to lift that up to access your battery right here. And you have those 3 positions on the battery here, which are off, on, and unlock. And that way you can unlock it to remove the battery. You're just going to lift this handle here on the battery and pull straight up and remove your battery. It does have a charger. It is a 2 amp charger, and they do have an upgrade option for the charger as well. So you'll have to check the website for more information on that. I have the 2 amp, and it does have the HLR connection here. In my experience, when charging the battery, I've only drained it, like completely drained it, maybe twice. I usually don't go that low, but I have on longer rides completely drained the battery. Charge time is usually between 4 to 5 hours, can take up to 6. In my experience, it hasn't been more than about 5 hours in 15 minutes. That is something to keep in mind. I usually charge it overnight, especially when I know if I'm gonna ride the next morning or the next day, I'll have it charged up the day before and I'm good to go. So I just want to demonstrate and show you guys how to fold the bike up. It's very easy. First thing you want to do is fold your pedals up. These pedals can fold up very easily. What you're going to do is push the pedal inward and flip it towards the crank on both sides. Make sure you move the pedals out of the way over here so when the bike is folded, the pedal's not in the way like I have it right now. Next thing is the stem here, the stem arm. We're going to unlock this. This has this locking mechanism here. You're going to pull it outwards, flip the lever down to unlock it, and then you're just going to drop your handlebar and your stem like that. Very easy. In the middle of the bike right here is where it folds. You have this lever right here. You're going to flip that up. You're going to pull it outwards, and then you're going to lift it up to lift the hinge up there, and it'll unlock. You'll hear a little snap there, and then you can just fold the bike. Make sure, I forgot to do this, make sure your kickstand is up. But yeah, you have this handle here in the middle to help you fold the bike up very neatly like that. And in the center there underneath the bike, you have a metal like stand that will help you, it'll prevent the actual crank from hitting the ground. So that is there for that. And it's just that easy. One of the things I really use my bike a lot is to run short errands around my house. I live nearby a mall. Right now I'm going to take you guys on a ride with me to show you a little bit, or talk to you a little bit about the pedal assist and show you how it rides. And also wanted to show you that they do sell a lot of accessories, including these bags that have the pannier bags. This one, for example, I got my mask in there, but you can pull out the panniers, and it's nice to have, you know. So you have those options at on their online shop. So if you want to check those out as well, make sure you check them out. Comes in handy for little errands like this. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that, and so let's go ahead and take a quick ride. All right, guys, I hope you guys can see here with the GoPro, but I wanted to mention that while the display is bright, right now it's nice and cloudy and I can see everything no problem, but sometimes when it's really sunny, because of the glare, it can be a little difficult to read everything. With that being said, I just wanted to show you guys, I just switched over to pedal assist 0 right now, so I'm just pedaling the bike. On the display, I went over this on my previous video, but I wanted to mention it in this one is, you got all your information here. It's a beautiful day right now, 77 degrees Fahrenheit. You got your current speed. When you brake, look at the little symbol pop up right there next to the voltage. And so you have your battery meter there and the voltage right now, 53.0. The pedal assist level. Underneath, when you're using the throttle, it'll display the wattage down here. So for example, right now it says 321 is changing, 479. So it'll give you that readout there, and you got your mileage and everything else there. For more info, check that video out. Pedal assist, if you're not familiar with it, it's self-explanatory. Basically, the bike is assisting you with the motor on once you give it some throttle. So I'm gonna give it some throttle here. And by the way, when you give it throttle, on this display, on this bike, it'll say throttle there. So I have not done anything to the settings here, but unlock the bike to class 3. When you get the bike, it is class 2, and it'll have a limit of 20 miles an hour. My limit, because I unlocked it to class 3, is a limit of 28 miles an hour, but that doesn't mean that the bike can't go faster than that. So for example, if I'm in pedal assist 5 and I reach my limit by just giving it the throttle of 28 miles an hour, if I pedal, it'll assist me and I'll go even faster. So right out of the gate here on pedal assist 1, it's got a lot of zip to it. Check it out. I'm gonna just go straight ahead here, straight throttle. So I'm already at 16 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour here shortly on pedal assist 1. Now, per amp rides, if you just use the throttle on the bike, you can get up to 20 plus miles on one charge by just using the throttle. I haven't personally done that, so I can't confirm that, but that's what they state. What I have done with this bike is I have used it with the throttle and pedaling, obviously, and I've gotten about 35 miles on one charge. I haven't pushed it beyond that. I haven't tried going further than that, but keep in mind there are several factors that will determine your mileage on your battery, such as the terrain, your weight, if it's really windy or not, and so just keep that in mind. That'll be a different range. Okay, guys. So for those of you wondering about how this bike performs on hills, unfortunately, I live in Florida. Everything is flat here. I'm just going to go up this dirt pile here. It's pretty steep slope on the bike. I want to show you. To me, the bike is really zippy and powerful. So I just want to show you a real quick shot of me going up, and you'll see that in pedal assist 5, you got plenty of power, and I want to demonstrate that. So let's go ahead and go up this little pile real quick. I believe I've already mentioned this, but the thing about these Kenda Krusade tires, they have those knobs on it, and it just handles these trails and dirt roads really well. Plus the suspension on the bike makes it a lot smoother. You are going to hear some rattling, obviously, because you're on this rugged terrain. But I'm going to put in pedal assist 5, and let's go ahead and go up this little dirt pile here. Here we go. Pedal assist 5. No issue at all. Handled it like a champ. So, a lot of juice. I'm telling you, this motor does really well, and I don't think you'll be disappointed with this. So that was pretty good and fun, quite fun. let's go ahead and head over to the mall, and I'll keep talking to you guys a little more. Riding this bike is extremely easy and very comfortable. The ride is smooth for the most part, even with the tires that it has with the knobs on it. It is, to me, I mean, I find it really comfortable. As I mentioned earlier in the review, the seats really comfortable and good enough. Plus the suspension makes it that much smoother to ride. The actual handlebar is a good size. I'll measure it because I've never measured it, but it's a good width. You know, you got all your controls here, very easy to ride the bike. I'm very pleased with the comfort level of riding this bike. Something else I forgot to mention, this bike comes with a bell. Check it out. It helps. All right, so when you're in pedal assist, you can go all the way up to 28 miles an hour. I've hit 31 before, and right now I'm riding against a lot of wind, so I'm struggling to pass 25, but let's see if I can get up there. 26. Slow down for a sec. One of the things I don't like about the bike, the stock crank, 52 teeth. You probably need a bigger one. I may swap that out. If I do, I'll make a video so you guys can check it out. And the Freewheel on the back. I want to upgrade it maybe so I don't have to pedal so much when I'm in gear 7 to maintain a high speed. But yeah, that's just a minor gripe of mine on the bike. I don't typically ride that fast. I'm not trying to go at 28 miles an hour the whole time, but I just want to make you aware of that. Just a little riding advice. When you're in some sort of pedal assist level, make sure you keep both of your hands on the wheel. If you ride with one, it'll jerk and you might lose control. So I don't recommend you ride with one hand only. Another thing about the pedal assist that I forgot to mention on my ride is that when you let go of the throttle on this bike, I have not noticed that the motor continues to run afterwards for a few seconds, as I've seen other e-bikes do on some other reviews and some other e-bikes that I've tested or that I've ridden. So just wanted to let you know that on this bike, at least on mine, it's not doing that. Overall, I'm very pleased with this bike. The quality on it is fantastic. Honestly, the components are great. You are getting what you pay for. It's not an inexpensive bike by any means. It is currently going for $1,499 USD at the time of filming this video. So keep that in mind. That's something to consider. They have a really good chart on their website where you can compare this bike to some of their competitors, and you'll be able to see there some of the obvious pros about this bike or in comparison to some of the competitors. So check their website out, do your research, and make a well-informed decision on your own. I am personally very happy with the performance of the bike. As I've already mentioned, it's very fast, it's got a lot of power, and more than anything, it's just a lot of fun to ride. Like any other e-bike, it'll make you get out more, ride in other places that maybe you may have not ridden before. I throw this in the back of my SUV all the time, and I go down to the causeway and go on nice bike rides along the water. Go down to St. Petersburg here in Florida and go for some bike rides down there and just enjoy the bike rides in some really cool places. And as I've already demonstrated, I take it around my neighborhood, go to the mall all the time on it. So it's a really good bike to commute for work, go on camping trips. And with that being said, I do want to bring up, it is a bulky bike when you fold it up. It's very bulky, very awkward to sometimes lift up by yourself. So if you have somebody to help you, I do recommend somebody help you. It weighs 74 pounds. So these are all things that you need to consider when you're buying an e-bike. If you have an RV, if you have a SUV, or if you have a bike rack, you're not gonna have any issues. Now, if you have like a sedan, for example, I have a Honda Accord, I'm not able to put this bike in the trunk of my Honda. Another thing that I wanted to mention that is, one of the things that I don't like about the bike is that the battery is exposed and everybody can see it. And so everybody automatically knows that you're on an electric bike. But that's just my personal opinion. I do have concerns sometimes if I'm maybe riding the bike through a puddle because the batteries there are exposed, that it might get damaged. I haven't had that issue, but also you have to keep in mind that this bike is not made to be, to go out on while it's raining. It can handle a little puddle here and there, but I would not take this bike out if it's raining, especially if it's raining heavily. So also something for you to consider if you're considering this bike. You are getting a lot for your money here, in my opinion. The components, I can't say it enough, they're quality components in comparison to other bikes that are out there on the market. I own a budget-friendly e-bike, and the components on this bike blows it out of the water. So I'm very happy with that. So I hope that I covered everything that you may have questions about on the bike. If you have additional questions, drop me a comment down below and I'll get back to you down there. And I forgot to mention, they have, for this same model of bike, the Step Thru, they have what they call the high voltage package, which will include like a 1,000-watt motor and a few additional upgrades. So make sure you check out their website for the details on that and the pricing on that. And they're also offering more colors selection on these bikes, so you can check that on their website as well. They have the glossy and matte finish options. They have black, silver, gray, hunter green, red, blue, and a few additional colors there. So they're just giving you more options there. If that's something that you're big on, the color of the bike, check that out. If you guys decide to place an order on one of these bikes and you purchase $40 or more in accessories, make sure to use the coupon code MARLON, M-A-R-L-O-N, and you will get $40 off on the accessories that you order. So in addition to that, I wanted to let you guys know, unlike other companies, what they do is they only take a deposit up front. I believe it's $100 right now. It's non-refundable, but you don't get charged until the bike actually ships. So I thought that was pretty cool. You don't get charged up front. And it's free shipping in the lower 48 states. So that's it. If you have any questions, drop me a comment. Make sure you check out my other e-bike videos. I'll link them here so you guys can check them out. And subscribe, like. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.